Moffat. I'm an emerging artist, I would call myself that. For some reason, I found myself here in Mbare, and for almost 10 years now I've been working in Mbare with my studio here. So this has also expanded into a project space which I've been running for the past 5 years. And we got a lease with the city from last year, in which the project has really expanded and have really taken a proper launch. At first it was an expansion of my work. You know, my work deals with materials at the end of their life cycle. So I give life to what have already been condemned. I work a lot with trash, and I believe there's second chance in every material, in every even structure, and even in people whom we don't see hope in, there is hope. In certain situations, there is hope. So I also have hope with places like Mbare, and even in structures which are suffering from urban decay, like our communal beer gardens. And this is one of a typical case of a beer garden which is, I think, dying. And I really wanted to give it a second life through art and architecture. I think that's how this project started. Also, why Mbare? You know, with my work, I learn a lot from communities like Mbare because of their reuse and repurposing of everyday materials. A lot of people, when you talk of these issues, they think these issues come from the West and we only receive these ideas. But actually, most of these ideas generate from our African communities. You see, there's a market which you call Magaba or Siaso here in Mbare, which can repurpose or give second life to anything. And my work has been really learning a lot from that, even from this community in my peripheral. People can take a peanut butter jar, when it's finished, use it for storing salt, take this other thing, use it for, you know, everything have a second life in a community like Mbare. So I'm here to learn, I would say that. And I think as Zimbabweans, we can learn a lot from Mbare. Mbare being one of our first native neighborhood in the early 1900s, after the colonial settlers came. Mbare became the first neighborhood to provide labor to the new city, which was then Salisbury. So it carries also an important history of our country, which we cannot just forget. As young people, we need to learn, we need to uncover a lot of things from a community like Mbare. I'm also learning that there is an architectural impact even within the beer gardens, the way they were designed and so on. There was a deliberate invitation of an architect to put even just one structure within the whole beer garden. In this beer garden, we have what we call the Star Building, which was also done by a very famous architect. I am from the visual arts background, and I've seen that a lot of the Zimbabwean artists are celebrated globally, and they are doing quite well. We are really punching beyond our weight. But at home, this is a different case. It doesn't reflect that at home. When a person visits Harare, you don't see that impact. You don't really see us celebrating our own superstars in these visual arts. So that's one element that we needed to bring this back at home for people to begin to see, to understand, to appreciate, you know. And one way to do that was to really put a project in the center of a neighborhood where people can have easy access to art, to consume art. You know, our own people need also to consume art, no matter at what cost, but we need to make it happen. And also for art to contribute to these communities, we need to bring it in a periphery for people to have extended benefits of art. And by art, I mean what also art can attract. You know, art attracts a different audience. And this audience comes with a lot of benefits, I would assume, to a community like Mbare. So that's the other side of the project, that it will bring certain traffic to Mbare. I can't say on top of my head. Our team keeps growing every day. We have about 8 artists in-house. These artists happen to also have younger artists whom they are mentoring. So if a given artist might have 2 young artists, he's mentoring. So it's a family which is growing. There's always a +2, +3, +4. Even within my own studio, I've got a team of about 10 people who assist me. So it's me +10, it's these other artists plus also. So we are almost getting to about 30 people in this project. There is one thing which I've noticed, if you're asking the growth, given the perspective that I'm coming from Zimbabwe, I'm coming from Africa. There is a tremendous growth of what we call contemporary African art. So this movement or this bubble is barely 40+ years. That's when we begin to see a rise in contemporary African art, which is artists from Africa and its diaspora, and its own market. So it's more of a very recent development, and we are quite a lucky generation to have seen this happening. And I'm seeing a lot of African artists beginning to be in a lot of institutions. It might be educational institutions beginning to be recognized. It might be art institutions, museums, big collections, and so on. So Africa is beginning to be recognized, which was quite overdue. And Zimbabwe is also kind of on the center of this development. Zimbabwe is doing very well. A lot of Zimbabwean artists are really doing well. And it is also duty of us as Zimbabwean artists or players in the art industry to also bring this back at home. We don't need to see it happening just outside, just when we travel. But we need to see it also at home. We need to bring that traction back at home. I think that's what we're doing.